am here from Ellucian, and I've been at Ellucian for a little over 2 years now. The way I sometimes explain it is that I think I was an enabler before I even joined Enablement. So I feel like I've been doing that type of work my whole career. I spent 20 years in higher education, working in an admissions office in lots of different functions, everything from recruitment to technology, was part of some big implementations, and then also did some analytics. So I kind of saw the whole range of higher ed admissions, and then ended that career at about 20 years, which was crazy. Took a little break, and then ended up getting a job in sales enablement for Ellucian. Love enablement because I think it was a lot of the things that I was really good at and really enjoyed doing before. I love learning new things. I love sharing them with people. I love taking a process and making it more efficient. So all of the things that we do every day in enablement, I'm able to really learn a lot more. So I know the industry of higher education, and that's how I ended up at Ellucian, because we actually are a technology company for higher ed. And so I've used our products as a customer, and now I get to be part of the enablement team and enable our sellers and going out and selling that. So Ellucian itself has about 3,000 different universities, almost 3,000 universities around the world, higher education institutions that use our products. We're able to empower universities to empower student success through our SaaS platform and through our many other different products, everything from advancement to admissions and lots of other great things. And so we are able to help institutions around the world to get success, to find success through the platform and tools that we offer. We started the process, I think last year, starting to take a look at some tools and think about it. And I had a new manager start, and she was really excited about that opportunity to take a look and see what else is out there that might serve us better. And so we found Highspot last summer and started thinking about it, but then we got really serious about it in the spring. And we evaluated a number of different tools. We went through an entire RFP process, and Highspot just came out as the clear winner in all of the evaluations that we did. We were super excited about some specific things with Highspot. One is the analytics platform, and just having actionable insights like available at our fingertips, we were super excited about, and that is definitely working out for us. We were really excited about the way that Highspot is using AI and the really quick advancement of what the tools and the availability of AI within the platform. So that was really exciting for us. Just basic things like the functionality of search and the ease of finding stuff, and then the admin experience. And the fact that it is a pretty streamlined admin experience. One of our big wins so far has been able to kind of break down some of the silos cross-functionally, and this is not just a revenue enablement tool. Like, we kind of transitioned from sales enablement to revenue enablement during this time as well. This is not just a revenue enablement tool. This is also a marketing tool. We have solutions consulting involved. We have our partners involved. We have licenses across many different functions across the org, so that people can be aligned with what's happening in the revenue org. So we've been able to kind of use this as a platform to break down silos across the org, and we've been able to do that in such a short time. It's really exciting. So when we went into Highspot, we involved other orgs cross-functionally. We involved different people's needs. We made sure it was going to work for the partner team. We made sure that we could do all of these things that we needed to do. And it's panned out really well for us, because now we've got this tool where I'm not the one expert in the tool. We've got experts across our team and across the org, and people are publishing their own content, they're maintaining things, they're building sales plays, building digital sales room templates. We've got a lot of people being innovative in the way they're using the tool, and for me, that's the huge win, is it's like I've become not just the revenue enablement person enabling the sales team, I'm enabling the enablers, I'm helping them to learn how to use it better, so everyone's thinking about how this could become a one-stop shop for the revenue team, and then maybe it'll get even wider from there, but it's been a great experience for us so far. We love the implementation team that we worked with here at Highspot. They were amazing. And so we were able to take basically what was a 12-week implementation and break it down to more like 6 weeks. So we actually were able to go live from about 6 weeks from the time we got the tool until we actually turned it on for the revenue team, which was pretty unbelievable. But we had a team engaged to do that, and we had a ton of support from Highspot. And so some of the best practices that we basically followed your best practices. It was part of the reason we went with Highspot is because we didn't have to start to figure out what's the best way for revenue enablement to function, what's the best way to do these types of things. It's like, Highspot, what do you think? And we would use the templates that you had, and we did a full engagement survey about content management before we launched, and now we're about to do our follow-up one after about 90 days with the system being live to kind of measure, are people feeling better about it, which I know they are just from hearing from people. So we did a baseline survey. We worked with what we called our Highspot champions. So we had sales reps, sales leaders, some other people around, some marketing people, other people get involved and get a preview of the system and give us feedback, ask us questions, kind of poke some holes in things. So we got them in there as like a tryout. And even though it was quick, it was really useful to get that feedback early on. And then those are some of those people who became our like really early adopters and started building stuff right away and getting back to us. I think involving a team from a cross-functional team during the implementation was really important as well. So we had people on those early calls that were in different leadership positions around the company, and different orgs were involved. So everybody felt some ownership over the tool and over the project right from the beginning, and people were thinking about their needs and bringing them to the table early. So I think that was one of the other keys to having some really great adoption right from the beginning. What we're finding is we're kind of working on initiatives on a lot of different levels right now. So we have our company goals and our company initiatives, and then we've got just trying to drive adoption of like sales methodology and sales processes at that level as well, and kind of everything in between. The thing that's been kind of aligning in all of that is the fact that Highspot is our one-stop shop for all of that. And I think that's making a big difference for the sales team right now, because they know they've asked us for years, can we just have one place to go? And so our driving question that we ask ourselves and each other all the time is that in Highspot yet? And so when someone sends me something they want to get in our newsletter, I'm like, okay, great, get it in Highspot, and I'll be happy to get it in. And when someone's got an event coming up, it's like, can we get everything in there? And so we create a sales-specific either page or document or something that's in Highspot, a sales play that pulls together all the information they need to know and kind of filters out the stuff that's not important to them, but they know they could open up Highspot and do a quick search and find what they need. And so far we're using that for a new product launch that's coming up. We're doing it for our huge customer event, like our big user conference that's going to be coming up in the spring. We're making sure everything they need to know around that is in Highspot. We are doing it for our sales processes, and we're even using Highspot to make sure that people know how to use Highspot. So we're making sure that they're getting reinforcement of tips and tricks and how to build digital sales rooms, how to customize digital sales rooms, how to do a pitch, how to, all those things, how to share things with each other, making sure that everything that they need to know is right at their fingertips. And so it takes them from that very tactical level of how to use the tools all the way up to making sure that we're driving company goals and that what we're doing is aligned with those company goals. We've been using, I would say, the tools that are native to Highspot, like the AI tools that are in there, and we've been making sure that our sellers know how to use those and just be able to kind of shorten their timeframes for creating an email and any of those, like for the search, and teaching them how to ask a question in Highspot to get an answer rather than just doing a regular search and getting content to come back. So we're using some of those features right off the bat. But the important thing is, I think, is we want our sellers to be utilizing best practices with AI, because we also need to teach our customers about AI. That's one of our huge things coming forward, is that topic of AI is a really hot topic in higher education right now. And so it's it's like we're going to be doing it, we're going to be using it, we're going to be teaching it, and so we kind of need to become the experts in it. So it's another reason I'm really happy that we're aligned with Highspot, is we can stay in tune with best practices around that and learn what we need to know so that we can teach our sellers and they can teach the customers. So the interesting thing about our partner team at Ellucian is that our partner team and our revenue enablement team are separate organizations. And so we've traditionally been kind of siloed. And so the nice thing with Highspot is we were able to pull in our partner team, and they were part of the RFP process and part of the buying and part of the implementation process. And so, but the nice thing is we're able to have one instance of Highspot, and our partners can see everything they're permissioned to see, and our employees can be in the same system, and it works really seamlessly to have everybody in the one tool and permissioned out like really well. So we were able to set that up from the beginning. And so what it's going to do is it's just going to drive some more efficiency for our internal teams to be creating content once and then serving it up to the right people in the right places, rather than feeling like we're completely siloed and creating similar content. And so I think it's really going to drive efficiency and effectiveness for the org. And I think we have some partner sellers that are already in and using and loving Highspot. So we're hoping to use that to kind of build some momentum and widen that out to the rest of our partners. And hopefully it'll create a great model for us moving forward. I have a few examples of some challenges that we've already come up against and been able to start to solve for with Highspot, which I'm really excited about. One basic one is just the ability to show the business outcomes of creating great content and getting that in front of the right people at the right times. And so just the ability to be able to put some dollar amounts, like being able to say this is influenced revenue, and just being able to say this content influenced this revenue as part of this deal, and this customer looked at this content while the deal was open and then it closed and we won. And just being able to follow that workflow is really exciting for us. So we're already seeing some results of that just with 90 days in the system. So I'm really excited about that. Another one is some things around digital sales rooms. We had some teams kind of patching together microsites for certain teams, and some different things happening, and we were able to pull people in and align within Highspot. So for example, our proposals team was able to kind of come in, and instead of using a microsite solution out of another tool, they were able to do everything they needed in a digital sales room template and serve that up in a sales play with instructions to the specific team they were working with, and that was like a really big win right off the bat. So that was another example. A big one for our team for revenue enablement is always getting the communication in front of sales and getting them to pay attention to the right things at the right time and helping them know where they can find the most important information. And so we were doing a newsletter usually twice a month out to our sales team. It goes to the entire revenue org and some cross-functional partners, and we were using a third-party email tool for that previously. And the first thing that we did when we went live in the system was create a sales play newsletter. And so every 2 weeks we refresh and do a new newsletter, but it's built as a sales play, so we can actually just take all the new content that's been published into Highspot in those 2 weeks, serve it up with calls to action, serve it up in a way that sellers know exactly what to do with it, and then we're able to send that out, and then we can share it in Slack, and we can talk about it in meetings, and we can point people back. So just we had the consistent process, but now we have the consistent tool and the consistent process, so people know to go look for it, and they can always go back and find the older issues of the newsletter. We do a similar thing for our revenue leaders as well. So we've got the 2 newsletters kind of running, but I love that they're native to Highspot, and I love that we're using Highspot content, and so I can funnel everybody back when they have something to put in the newsletter. It's like, make it a piece of Highspot content first, then we'll put it in the newsletter. Now, what's the action item? What's the call to action on that? What do you want people to do? I don't want them to just read something and then forget about it. I want them to know that they're supposed to send this content, share this article with customers, go take this course, go finish this survey. Whatever it is, celebrate this win. Whatever it is, I want to make sure it's like an actionable item right in that Highspot sales play newsletter, and that's been really fun. So my first thought is Highspot is fun. But I don't know that that's the answer for everyone. But for someone like me who loves good technology, I'm like, oh, this is so fun. It's really motivating to get into a tool that you know is going to work well. And you know you're going to, if you don't have an answer to a question, you're going to find it right away in the community. You're going to find it in a course. Like, you're going to quickly be able to find answers that you need and then figure out how to do it. And so that part, to me, as an enablement professional, it's really fun. But I think the real word that Highspot means to me so far is alignment. It's helped us to align so many things. It's helped us to align communication to our revenue org, which is super important. It's helping our cross-functional teams align across the org, and the possibilities for that are kind of endless when we're looking forward. And so I have really high hopes for what we're going to be able to do. But it's really fun because it's taken revenue enablement, which is kind of a niche thing that people may not even know what it is, and now it's widened it out to being able to provide paths for business effectiveness and outcomes across the org, and being able to align all the work that different teams are doing so that we can kind of like get rid of the redundancies, get rid of the extra work people are doing, help people know what's going on around the org, and be able to share information. Those are all goals that we have, like, moving forward. So I definitely go with alignment.